Hey guys, it's Krystal Lee Moore Lucier here, also known as your home sweet home 519 realtor, Krystal Lee Moore, and this is Realtor Life, a fun and entertaining look at life in the trenches as a real estate professional or entrepreneur in Ontario. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. So, I have been noticing a bit of a vibe lately, and I thought that we would be able to kind of maybe help some people, help each other. And why not do it with Realtor Life? Because it's super fun. So, um, right now we're kind of getting to the end of March 2025, and London, Ontario it's a weird market. It's a weird world. I mean, I will say, like, personally, I have decided that the only way I'm listening to the news is through humor. So I get all my news from the talk shows, the evening talk shows. So Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and Seth Meyers. Seth Meyers? Yeah. Um, but still, the news is it's pretty heavy. And then we also have a weird thing going on in the market where some markets and some price points are going kind of nuts, and then some just aren't really moving. And the problem, of course, as a realtor, and I've had this problem since I became a realtor like 15 years ago, is that we like giving good news, and it's not fun to give news like they they're still looking. They went to see like 17 houses, and um it is really, I mean, and this is a funny thing for me to say, but I think anyone that sells a house knows it's not fun to have your house listed. So we try to do what we can to get it sold for the most money in the least amount of time, least amount of stress, right? So that's the goal. But what I noticed is, and I'm gonna say in me, but also like the amount of the amount of stuff I'm hearing from my colleagues. So I suggest if you don't chat with your colleagues, whether it's in your office, in your city, in your community, in your industry, get to it. Because I mean, real estate is such a lonely, lonely business. And that's why I ended up joining Buffini. That's why I run groups. That's why we have networking groups. That's why we go networking, because it can be lonely. And the thing is, the weather, the news, the economy, and like on and on and on. So, I mean, how could you not feel a little bit kind of without hope or a little bit stressed or frustrated? And it's kind of everywhere. One of my listings is super cute house. Like, I'm so shocked that it hasn't sold yet. And what happens though, and I've had this a few times in the past, other houses are like, oh, well, that one's for sale. It's a few doors down. I should put mine up for sale. And you know, it would be better if one has a sold sign, then you can put yours up for sale. At the same time, you can't really time that. So all that to say, welcome. Let's dig into some hope. Let's dig into some feel good, some ideas. So the first thing when we're talking about hope is figuring out, like we talk about this all the time. This here as an entrepreneur, your head is and your heart, but that's what you've got. That's the main asset as an entrepreneur. And it's it's a grind. Okay. So, and the thing is, you have to stay positive and not like Pollyanna positive. You have to keep your why front of mind. You have to keep your heart intact. You have to keep integrity with you all the time. Because the thing is, and this is never going to stop shocking me, there's going to be people out there that do not act with integrity and still succeed. And you know what? We take that and we just put it aside. Don't worry about it. I am the prize. So when we're looking at hope, how can we elevate internally? So how can we really stay focused? And one of the ways we can do that is just to make sure that you're not kind of letting yourself just like drift along in the current tide, right? Or the letting the current take you wherever it may. So as a business owner, which you are, as an entrepreneur, you are a business owner. And sometimes we can really get into thinking that we're an employee, and you're not an employee. And if you are, you're your own employee, and then that's a whole other thing. But you are a business owner. And so when you're kind of feeling stressed, do business owner things. Make sure you have your week planned out. Make sure that you're on top of all of your leads. It can be easy to be like, well, nothing's going on. And then have you called every single person? Have you talked to every single person? It is not a matter of just kind of hoping for the phone to ring. And we know that. You know it inside, but it's the actions, those like small things. So are you making your calls? Are you writing your notes? Are you seeing people in person? You can also like turtle in your house and you can do so much virtually. Um, Example. So I was invited to a cool agent appreciation thing today. I had a big meeting online this morning, and then I knew I had to be back for phone calls and work again virtually later on in the afternoon. And I could have ditched it. Like they're really nice people. I had said I was coming. I'm sure if something had come up and I had said, "Oh my gosh, I can't come," they would have understood. I wouldn't have felt great about it. But bigger than that, I went and I felt connection with other colleagues, and it was fantastic. And I make it a point all the time to chat with colleagues on the phone, to reach out. I will say, like all of the deals, and I'm sure that this mirrors how you guys feel, but all the deals I've done in the last, I don't know, 5 years, I can credit most of them to the relationship I built with the other realtor. Every now and then, you have someone that doesn't want to connect. And that's, you know what? You just, again, take those, put it aside, and the price. Um, but you just, it's a matter of just like climbing out of whatever nonsense there is and just finding that hope every day. Now, can you be upset if something frustrates you? Absolutely. Can you be frustrated? Yes. Can you kind of need a break? 100%. And we are kind of always on call. Pro tip, maybe don't put your like phone notifications. If you're working on something, do not leave your phone notifications on. Um, it never stops, like ever. Um, and the thing is, you need to finish work. Like you can't consistently be talking to people all the time. So it's just about organizing your day, your month, your week, and your files. So do you have like if you have listings, are you doing all the things? And that's like sometimes we forget, right? Like so we have some really cool brainstorming sessions and we'll come up with things that we do. And every now and then in the past, we've forgotten to do the extra things. Now, the extra things I'm talking about, putting it on Kijiji, um, maybe sending the listing to our mortgage people, making sure that we're changing up the pictures and changing up the listings and stuff. So there's a lot of things that we remember, but I remember a year or two ago, I realized I hadn't been doing the Kijiji thing. Now, I don't know that I would say Kijiji is selling my property, but if is there one more thing that you can kind of cast out a net for your property to get a buyer? One more thing. We don't, it's a collaborative thing, right? We don't always know where the right buyer is going to be when they find that listing. And so it's like Tony Robbins actually says, like I want to say when you are having a bad time, you either you ponder, and when you're having a good time, you party. So basically, like in desperation, you figure out the best ideas, right? So when you really have to think like outside the box, that's when you might get a really cool idea. Um, and so, and remember, you're not alone, right? So I've had some really great collaborative chats and brainstorms with other colleagues. And the goal is to figure out like, how can we get this sold? Do you have any ideas? Do you have any buyers? And we do it for each other. Because you also want to be willing to share and give with your colleagues as well, right? We're not just taking. And I feel like if you do just take, you'll have a very short-lived relationship with people. Um, but that's the hope. Then the motivation. Okay, so I've talked about this a little bit. I've had a tough time. So I did my 30-day Realtor Life Challenge, and it was a lot. It was a lot. It was so much information that my brain was like overloaded with motivational information. And that's coming from me. I'm like captain motivation. So I would say you need time to process in between these podcasts, whatever it is. Especially if they're like heavy things. Um, and so I'm just getting back into it. And one of the things I just started reading, one of our friends, he runs a company. What the heck is EOS is the book, but I feel like His name is Neil James. He's awesome. He'll help you with your business. And I'm completely forgetting the name of his business, but he gave me and my husband this book called 10X is Easier Than 2X by Dan Sullivan. Um, and so I started it. I was like, you know what? I'm ready. And I read 10 pages, feel really good. I'm going to keep doing it. Because my thing was reading 10 pages every day. But maybe it's motivation, like just a little. YouTube has these really cool, you just type in motivation, 10 minutes. It's usually like Denzel Washington's voice or Morgan Freeman's voice. Sometimes it's Matthew McConaughey. Either way, I mean, all fantastic people to listen to. Sometimes it's Oprah. Um, it's just really I throw it on in the car sometimes when I just want to feel just a little, oof, just a little like just better. I don't know what it does, but if you're not someone that feels good when you listen to that, obviously do your own thing. But I just think we have all these resources at the tip of our fingertips, so why not use them? But you have to actually do it, right? Like that's the thing. And that's where the third thing is it's taking action. So Tony Robbins talks about this. Obviously I'm a Tony fan. More of his earlier work, but still, Tony, you're amazing. But personal power too has been a big thing for me. Um, which might be what I start after this. But anyways, um, the what he says is the way to like sometimes we're waiting to feel a certain way before we do something, and he actually said that that's backwards. Neil Pasricha says that too. um, you actually need to do the thing to create the emotion to get the thing, and so just take action. So maybe it's, for example, maybe I'm going to do the Tony Robbins personal power too. I have it, I like it, I enjoy it. Or maybe it's a matter of going for a walk, listening to a podcast, reading the book, doing the 10 pages. Maybe it's making sure that you're calling everyone, checking things off the list. Whatever it is, you just need to keep going because as an entrepreneur, it is tough, but just take a second and think about how good it feels when you make someone's day. How good it feels when someone is like, thank you. Like you had my back. You went to bat for me. You were professional. You were awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That feeling is everything. It's everything. And so when things are kind of yucky and you're just feeling blah, you're not going to win them all, despite what you despite what you want. Sometimes things are not going to work out, but maybe it's because something else is supposed to work out. And at the end of the day, you just do your best, do your very best, not your sort of best, your very best for people, and it will all come around. And that's the thing, right? So just to recap, guys, keep the hope alive, keep knowing that all will work out. Okay, all will work out. And just keep giving, you just doing your best, doing it with integrity, um, and it will work out. So, and the sun will come out again. It'll get warm again too. I don't know if anyone else was a little unimpressed by the snow this morning. I was. Motivation, just find something to motivate you. Zig Ziglar, motivation does not last. It's like bathing. You have to do it daily. So sometimes even I forget that, which is shocking because it's like my mantra. Um, and motion creates emotion. So take action first. Don't wait to feel a certain way before you do something. Do something to feel a certain way. So that's magic right there. Guys, big love. I hope everyone's having an amazing, amazing day. And if you're not, I hope it's better now. Go listen to some really cool YouTube motivational podcasts. Say hi to Denzel for me. Read a book, pick one. I did have a hard time picking one. I will really quick say it just happened to be that when I went through my books, this one kind of popped out. If you, I'm gonna say this is where we might not all be the same, but if you're like me and you have like two full shelves of motivational books, it might be hard to pick, right? Just paralysis analysis or analysis paralysis. Um, this one kind of stood out to me and I'm reading it. But if not, just maybe go to a list, ask some colleagues, like, what are some book suggestions? In my Buffini group, we always suggest books to each other. And maybe it's just rereading another book like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People or Think and Grow Rich or Atomic Habits. Something that's just going to bring you through. It's not about it doesn't have to be new. It just has to help you become a new you. Because that's what happens, right? We become a new version of us every time. And I'm actually going to share a quote from the book I'm just reading. To quote the actor Leonardo DiCaprio, every next level of your life will require a different you. Thanks, Leo. Okay, have a great day, guys. Krystal Lee Moore Lucier, also known as your home sweet home 519 realtor, Krystal Lee Moore. Big love, and we'll see you soon.